I said on the last episode that this was episode 303. That was a lie. Monday's show was 302. Today is 303. I promise one day I'll remember the numbers because I need to for Apple and Spotify. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Blathering Live. It is Thursday night, June 11th. June 11th. I thought it was the 9th today. I just shared something thinking it was the 9th. I'm having one of those days, folks. Welcome to the Blathering Live. Producer Steve will be along the way in a second. We're going to take calls tonight, as we always do. We are also going to take your confessions. I know we have at least one confession. I hope they can make it and confess. But do you have a little sin that you've done this week? Father Steve and Father Ken are here to take your confession and see if you're forgiven or what you have to do as penance. We're going to a little NBA Finals update. Apparently, there's a popular soccer tournament that has begun. I can get the update from that. Steve's going to fill us in on a lot of things. And we're going to have a lot of fun, as we like to do here on the Blathering Live. I want to shout out Jared the Tie Pilot, who sent us 5 gift memberships. As did Kingsport Cow. We really love that. If you get, also Kingsport Cow said, I'm intoxicated and alive. We have Dave Mackay, who glad to see David okay. David, things going on over there. What's news, hyperbole, and what's reality? Let us know. I'm glad you're okay. There you go. Let's dive on into the show here. Jared the Tie Pilot says, call in, people. That's great. I love threats. I really do. That's how you get jobs done. Producer Steve, hey buddy, welcome to a Thursday.
Hi Ken, happy Thursday, everyone. Yeah, threats, initiative, and determination and confidence don't get you a job, Ken. It's threats. Threats are what get things done.
You know, again, I was watching my new favorite TV program, For All Mankind. I'm 5 years late on it, and there's an employee, there's someone that threatens their way to a job promotion. I think that's the way to do it, Steve. Don't you?
I mean, I'm seeing a lot of people at these turning point conferences say we need to get meaner and bring bullying back and all of that kind of stuff to get back our sense of pride in this country, Ken. So yeah, maybe you're right. But isn't your show about woke astronauts? That seems counterintuitive to other messaging I had. So I don't know what happened there.
It's a bunch of woke astronauts going into space. Yep, absolutely. And I know just I'm in midway through season 2. They have 5 seasons. 5 seasons. So I got to catch up. And I know the people in chat who are watching live here now. I know they're upset at me already because I have not watched 1 second of Deep Space Nine, but I'm almost 2 seasons into this other space show. Sorry.
Sometimes he's just not into you. You know, I don't know how else to give you. I don't know how else to get you guys to get the hint. But
yeah. Don't pay for it. Hey, announcement here at the top of the hour. If you're going to be in San Diego Comic-Con, I can confirm I'm part of the Jen Sturger and Mark Ellis Pop Culture Comedy Night at the Yellow Door on 6th Street near the Gaslamp District. Going to be a fun show. More comics to be added. Thursday, the first regular night of Comic-Con. The Wednesday is when the event really truly begins with preview night. But we'll be there Thursday, July 23rd, 7 p.m. show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I did not go down to Comic-Con last year, so I did not perform. And it's been 2 years since I've been down there. So I'm excited to get to San Diego Comic-Con and maybe New York Comic-Con. It'll be a lot of fun. Steve, one of these days we'll get you out for San Diego Comic-Con.
That would be that's one of my bucket list for con things to do. I haven't been just to do it once. You know what I mean? I've heard everyone that I've talked to that's been to multiple of them says, "Oh my gosh, maybe go once, but it's just such a bleep show." I don't know. I think maybe it's maybe a little different now than it was at the end of the 2010s. Right. But I would love to go. I'd love to go to a Comic-Con. I love cons. I love to just drink it in. I'm okay with being a tourist sometimes. You know what I mean? I want to go do the touristy things every now and then.
No, and then if you get a floor beer, you're truly drinking it in.
Absolutely.
And David Mackay does have an update. He says, I think the rain put off the quote protesters today. It's been pretty bonkers over there. But I also want to acknowledge, sometimes I don't want to fall prey to what happens here, where an earthquake hits. Are you okay? Like, no, it was 3 miles away. Like, what do you do? So all the stuff going on in Belfast and everything, I haven't had a chance to take the dive. I know what started it. I know what quote unquote it's about or caused it. But pretty crazy over there, Steve. Pretty crazy. You've been keeping up on Belfast news?
Yeah, no, I saw about I've seen about all the rioting, protesting, whatever you want to call it. But I don't. Yeah, protesting is that it's people going out and committing violence against people based on the way they look. From what I have read about it, but I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on Irish politics or culture or anything like that. I just know that they've been dealing with we've been dealing with a lot of this all over the place, and the rise of kind of right-wing cultural ideas and taking root into things. And it's sad to see it get publicized as much as it is.
Agree. Good smart take. What a smart take on a day when I'm overheated today. That's the part of the problem. It's really hot here. The studio's really hot right now, probably in the 100-degree range. Which is great for my gear, but I have no humidity. You're dealing with 100% humidity today?
Yeah. So otherwise called rain. But it was when it's not raining, it's like 98% humidity. Like I can't go, like, this is an issue for someone that wears glasses. Okay. Right. I can't see if I'm not wearing these. Like I shouldn't, absolutely, like I am better off. No, I'm not, because I'm not going to say that, but I shouldn't wear these, especially. I definitely shouldn't drive unless I'm wearing these. Let's put it that way. You don't want me on the road if I can't see through my glasses. Okay. When I walk outside to go to my car, it's like hot and humid to the point where it's just whoosh, instant fog and like sweat and everything. And then they never actually dry. So then it's like, I need to defrost my glasses, and then I get into my car and it's like a whole nother thing. And then when you get out of the car to go wherever you're going, you have to do this whole thing again. I can't take my dog on a walk around the neighborhood without my glasses on, because I will, well, actually I could, but like, I can't enjoy it with my glasses on, because I would be like, I'd be running, I'd be miserable. I'd have like, I need windshield wipers.
Yeah. You need the comical windshield wipers.
Yes, exactly. So this is very bad for folks like me. 95, 96 degrees and all this humidity. No, thank you. But it is like storming now. It sounds like mortar.
Storming.
Outside.
Ooh, that's kind of exciting. Yeah. That's kind of exciting. We also want to highlight, too, the voicemail box. We unveiled our first official night. We had 2 great calls from Ethan, and we had the classic call from Inghevea, which, by the way, we're going to turn to a sound drop, but I had a technical issue on that, so don't worry. It's going to be here forever. Inghevea. It's the greatest call ever.
Get there.
So, hey, I want you to call in and leave a voice message for a future show. If you can't join us, or you have a question, I recommend like 25, 28 seconds and under to get in and get out with a question. So, how long was that call?
Ingvier's call of just that. It was 6. Yeah. That was a 6-second call, Ken.
Yes, that was a home run.
6-second call. I mean, yeah. The shorter, the better. Like if you can get in there on, with just a few words, then
boom, get it. So if you are a YouTube channel member or a Patreon supporter, the link is up. You just got a thought, Jared's at work. Maybe Jared's at work and he's secretly, popping a doobie. How do you do that? Do you just puff on a doobie?
Popping a doobie?
Yeah, popping
doobies.
Yeah,
the kids are popping doobies. This is amazing.
Maybe he does that in the break room, and then I want to leave a message for the Blathering. You hit that link, and you're in.
Dropping doobies.
Dropping doobies. I think that's how you do it. I think that's how you do it. Before we got the big news tonight. Dr. Addy can't be here for science, but Steve, you're kind of not stepping in or pinch hitting, but we just have a big kind of science and political story coming up here, and that is the return of Screwworm, which does sound like some kind of C.S. Lewis name for a demon. The screw tape letters comes to mind, and it's back. It's back, baby. So you're gonna walk us through that as that returns and how we got to that point. But also you're gonna catch me up. Here's the only news item I know of the day, and I think it technically is from yesterday. And that is Jake Lang. I'll describe him as a neo-Nazi January 6th protester who just goes around. I'd almost say comically causing problems, but he's an absolute effing problem. He was arrested in Dallas on terroristic threats related to the Carmelo Anthony case that was going on. Came to a verdict that is not sitting right with a lot of folks, and and he kind of made threats prior to that, and he was arrested. He's $1 million bail, and who knows what happens with that? Who now it all shakes out? But between like him and Chud the Builder, Steve, I'm almost taking a little bit of hope that nature could be healing. But I think I felt this way in like the summer of 2021, right? Where you're like, okay, we're good. We got it. We got it back. We got the reins back from the crazies, and the normals are here. And that didn't happen. That didn't. So I don't want to fall for it again. But you know what I mean? Where I'm like, between those two guys getting thrown in jail, high bails, I like where we're headed.
Man, that's some. Usually I'm the optimistic one, Ken, but I would love to have that level of optimism in this. To me, I honestly think it's the line needs to be drawn somewhere, and I think all actions have to have consequences. Obviously, I think I hope nature is healing. I don't know, man. The only time nature healed was when we had COVID and like the birds came out and like like the whales came back into the harbor and all that kind of stuff. That was the last time nature actually healed, and then it all went back to shit. So I don't. Okay. We'll see. Like, okay. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I think it's just a matter of well, these people all got pardoned, so there's just a collection of January 6ers out to do crimes that weren't available to do crimes when they were in jail or under punishment or probation or whatever. And then Chud the Builders, you're always in a country of 400 million people with access to guns and culture. You're going to have a Chud the Builder. You're going to have a Chud the Builder. And Tennessee does not claim him, says Kingsport Cal. All right. I think you got the right mindset. You got the more realistic mindset. Those two have been doing horrible things for so long in the public, just even if it's just a little like Capone tax evasion arrest, at least it happens. That's all. At least it happens. Right. But this is, yes, I don't trust this administration and this federal government to be the ones to, use the technicalities to get people. Here's the thing, man. Until we have like normalcy again, I just don't assume any of these people are actually going to face consequences because there's just like maybe like they could just have to wait 8 months for it to go out of the news cycle, and then they get a pardon. Right. So like, or they're begging for one, and then we hear, that there's deals going under the table. So it's like, we're in a post consequences world, and that's what scares me the most.
I feel you. All right, but that's the only news I know. We're going to start a new segment. Steve tells Ken about the news. I've been a little unplugged the last couple days, helping someone special with get through an illness and just been busy with life. So I haven't checked in on the news, Steve. What's going on in the news that I need to know?
So the big thing from today, at least, was the update is, we should just have a site actually that says, are we attacking Iran? And then it's green if it's yes, it's red if it's no. And then we can just go to that and then just give Trump the button, honestly, so he can flip it whenever he wants to. And then we don't even need to do the whole Truth Social thing. We don't need to do the press conferences. Just let us know that way. I actually think that's more efficient. But right now,
tell him it's the other button. Tell him it's the other button.
Like have it backwards?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Just to get that out of his system.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Maybe that is a good idea. But right now the site is red. So right now we're not attacking because we said we were going to, and then the stock market went up like 70 points, and some bunch of people made like a shit ton of money, and then they're like, oh, okay, because it's Thursday. Usually they do this on Fridays, Ken. So that was the surprising part. Usually when we play this game on Friday, but now the response is that now even the Iranian press release that came out that is being circulated in the news was basically they called out Trump on the taco thing, basically like to in official government communications, like they basically called him a chicken shit and said this is what he does. So now we're just waiting to see if the Iranians did, yes. So now we're waiting to see. Because apparently, they say that Trump canceled because they said they would retaliate if we struck them again. Blah 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 blah. So it's just a bunch of you said. But now we're waiting to see if from this last sling of mud, if that will cause Trump to then say, "Oh no, now I'm going to attack you anyway." So that's where we're at right now with the current conflict, teetering us all on the brink of World War III and being able to afford bread.
Yeah, daily. Yeah, no, I've been, I saw one headline from CNN, Dana Bash or whatever her name is, reporting that insiders are saying Trump is just more and more furious every day that Iran's not, just rolling over like a chihuahua begging for a treat.
It's not, right.
And it just, that's where we are, right? That's where we are. We got lives being lost, the school bombing on the first day that still hangs over the air. We got our troops in danger, and all these things over a guy who's like, tell them to follow my words, man. Tell them to do what I say. And it's just, that's how the world should end, Steve. We deserve that.
I can't. It's hard to argue against that at this point. But yeah, Cal makes a great point. I don't know if you missed the headline. Trump said inflation's good now. That was the other thing.
I did.
We like that. Inflation now. Okay.
Has that caused? I haven't had any conversations with the mega-leaning people in my life. Has that now gone to them where they're like, oh no, $9.38 for bread is a great thing.
Would you rather have $9.30 bread, Ken, or would you rather get nuked by Iran? I mean, you idiot, you fool. Like,
you know what, we joke, but if they haven't said that, that's the line, huh?
So that is exactly what they're saying, Ken. That's exactly what they're saying. Word for word. That's exactly what they're saying.
Man, God damn it.
Like it took 2 weeks being said about 3 or 4 times. I think we're on the 4th iteration of 2 weeks from it being over since the ceasefire that didn't actually cease any fire. That was from when they went to like, oh, this is bad. What are we doing? To now they're just fully 100% behind it. And I don't know. It took a little while for the marching orders to trickle in.
Yeah, no, I try to keep a joking tone here, but this is this thing that we were talking about on Culture, Faith, and Politics with Pat Conkey. We talk about how he had a chance to talk with his family members who maybe don't agree with him, but it was at a funeral, it was at a memorial, and he actually just loved talking with them and reminded him of the humanity right behind some of those folks. And I actually really agree with that, right? That we're all humans trying to get along. And when you're having those tough conversations with people in your life that you still can have, I always say if you need to cut them off, cut them off. But, remember that we're all humans trying to get along. But then, this inflation thing of now going, well, it's a good thing those hamburgers are $42. Otherwise, Iran's coming for us, because that's such a line they've fallen for. And again, not the Iranian regime since whenever we put the guy in power that turned it all to where it is now. You know the story there. But like, I'm not defending them. That's part of the game too, right? Oh, what are you're rooting for them in this war? I'm rooting for humans. But this is a conversation I had on Pat's channel of like people in my life who are now Snoop Dogg fans. They're now Snoop Dogg fans because he's Donald Trump approved. That just sums it all up for me. Of how we get to this point, where no logic, no facts, no truth will actually sway their mind.
It's drip-fed culture. It's drip-fed culture. It's drip-fed creativity. It's not a menu of going down the lane of what you like and stuff like that. This is the approved list of music artists, the approved list of movies, the approved list of television shows, the approved list of news sites, and that's what you stick to, or you're not loyal. And so they've made it about, they've co-opted loyalty, they've co-opted patriotism. Mm-hmm. And yeah, dude, the 250th anniversary of the country is coming up and no one gives a shit. Like, let's be honest, like nobody gives a shit. The most important things I've seen about any of that is like some patches on some like jerseys and stuff that, obviously they got like paid to put on there by for the leagues and everything. Because like, and the way that they've co-opted the flag, they've co-opted the excitement we have for shit, because it's hard to get excited about what my tax dollars are doing when we're blowing up 165 kids in Iran. IRS
sent me a letter today. They want some money. I think I'm going to write back, nah, I'm good. We'll see what happens. I know what you mean. Yeah, I don't want to get it could be too cynical and too it crosses the line into just being an asshole. But like, I don't give a hoot about the 250th anniversary. I don't care much about July 4th, anyways. It's not I'm not a let's go to the park and grill. Like that's bad. That's boring. But like in parades, I hate parades. Just what it's not 1872. we do not need to have that kind of entertainment anymore. But yeah, I mean, again, I got my coins from my birth year. My grandma got me when everyone was celebrating 200, and from that to here, yeah.
I wasn't around in 1976, but from what I've heard, not everything was lovely and roses. And as far as our economy the Vietnam War just ended, the economy wasn't great, like all sorts. And but there was still this was the aftermath of Nixon, but there was still that like decorum and levels of government. Also, people weren't as plugged in back then as they were now. But
they just weren't as plugged in. Yeah.
It was part of like the culture, you know what I mean? Like I said last time, like there's not going to be a Dazed and Confused type movie about like kids, what their experience of the 250th anniversary of the country was like. You know what I mean? It just doesn't like.
There could be. It could be. Yeah. It will start on a UFC fight. It'll start and then pan out.
There'll be some kids with some like ketamine and fentanyl behind the UFC cage.
Yeah, no, they'll be in the they'll have snuck into the ballroom construction zone. They'll be there.
Right.
We can get that. We can get that. We can get that. All right, so that's one news story. We're done. Any other news story I missed?
Well, we know we're going to talk about the Screwworm thing.
Yeah.
That's our headline. The World Cup. We'll do sports later. That's really the big stuff.
That's the big one.
I mean,
I guess that'd be the biggest one. We're not currently attacking them. We're currently at war, but
right. So, but yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah.
That's good. That's good. I got some super chats to get to here, and then we're going to talk about Screwworms. We also got Jared the Time Pilot's going to call in. He actually has an advice question. No one called with any advice on Monday, so we'll take an advice question today. We also got confessions, I hope. We'll open up the confessional. One person was like, I got a confession today, and I don't see them yet in chat, so we'll see. All right, so catching up with super chats. Thank you. Jared the Time Pilot says call in people. We talked about that one. DS9, I will never give up. All right, dreams can happen. Scarlet Wolf says we're still waiting for you to finish Wicked. I almost did the other night because I'm about halfway through it, and I was like, I should take this home, and then I was like, or I could just play more Fortnite.
Hold on. We need to stay here for a second.
Yeah.
How do you? Okay, so if this is the first time you've seen the movie and you stopped halfway through, there's no way you can just sit down at like the hour and 45-minute mark and hit play and be like, okay, I'm back in the zone. You don't watch the rest. Like, how do you?
You want me to start over?
I want you to just watch the movie, man. Like, how long is it? Is it like 3 hours long?
Someone tell me in chat. Someone look up how long Wicked is.
Because this is a whole other thing. Like, I'm done with 3 hour movies. Like, I need to. Like, if it takes you more than 2 hours to tell your story, you either did a bad job or go make a TV show.
6-parter. I don't fully agree. I definitely don't disagree. I don't. Yeah,
dude,
2 hours 40 minutes. Yeah.
I have to pee. Like 2 hours. Like I have shit to do. 2 hours. There's babies crying. Like 2 hours.
I agree. I agree. This is why I haven't finished Wicked yet.
2 hours and 40 minutes for Wicked. That's too long.
Someone said 2 hours 40. Come on, that's
too long.
That's
too much Wicked.
I know it's a popular play. All right. Thank you, Scarlet Wolf, for that. Kingsport Cal says, when will Franny tell us your secrets? She speaks in her own way, I'll tell you that much. Sean returning, House McCabe returning, saying let's go Knicks. Sorry, Steve, we'll talk. I got a lot of people in my life rooting for the Knicks. I got two rooting for the Spurs outside of you just rooting against the Knicks. So my friend invited me. He's like, hey, you want to come over watch the Knicks game Saturday night? I said, that's a weird way to describe the Spurs game. And I don't know. Sean actually asked a question. Who is my closest friend?
Closet at first. I was scared.
I actually, yeah, that's what I read it at. I thought my closest friend, it depends. I'm very close with a lot of people. And I can pick, Matt Key. But even if we don't talk to each other for a while, we'll go to lunch. And we did the other day. We did on Wednesday this week, 3 hours. This 3-hour lunch. My friend Jason, I go for a walk with. He's very close. Joe Starr, but he's real busy now making that D&D show. So but when we see each other again, we'll be just as close. The connection doesn't fade. I don't have that one go-to. I have people in my life that mean so much to me right now. I'm spending time with, like Taffeta, obviously Mark Ellis. But Mark and I don't have deep life conversations. We're the closest of friends. Mm-hmm. We don't have the how you doing, man? What's your dreams like? We don't have that.
Oh, I don't do that with my close guy friends either, to be honest.
But I do with the other ones though.
Yeah, that might just be because I'm married, so I do that with my wife, and so that's who I do that kind of venting to. But I don't know. I've never been the guy that's like, I always was like, I've done things for friends like when, you know, and when guys like when some of my guy friends like went through like a bad breakup or something, I'd like take them out to dinner or something like that, like do that kind of
Yeah.
like do that kind of thing. But I was never a, hey man, like if you ever need to talk, like and I'm fine with it. Like I'm here, I will listen, but I've never like felt comfortable. I'm always good to listen, but I've never felt comfortable like asking someone to be vulnerable. You know what I mean? That makes me uncomfortable. Like asking you to be vulnerable to me, that makes me.
What this is tied to the music thing. This is something deeper going on here. I don't know about this. What I want to dive more into that sometime. You don't want, so if I was like, Steve, I need to talk to you, you'd be like, eee.
No, that opposite. That's totally fine. If you say, Steve, I need to talk to you, then I'm here. What it's not going to be is like if you are just like kind of pouty and you're kind of like you don't have the guts to say it outwardly. I'm not going to drag it out.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm just not that friend. I'm
That's
sorry.
fair.
I'm sorry.
Fair.
I will buy you dinner, but I am not. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, see, Mark Ellis and I, that's kind of our friendship language, is just you know, grabbing a meal. We spend all the time on the road together. But again, we watch this documentaries. We don't sit and talk about life, the universe, and everything. So that's a different kind of friendship. But yeah, it's a great question, Sean. I don't necessarily have one. I have a lot.
So to tweak his question just a tiny little bit to get you to actually give us a name. Now let's say shit is going to hell. You for whatever reason, there's some weird stipulation in technology. Like an EMP has gone over LA, but you have one phone call to make that can't go to family. You have one phone call. It's like, we have to meet up. This is a matter of survival. Who is your end of the world buddy?
And okay, I have some follow-ups.
Okay.
Are you saying that in terms of who's the best to survive with? Like
it's a little bit of all of that. It's survival. It's you have to be able to put up with them. This is a little bit of like the stranded island theory a little bit too, right? Like, you know, I'm stuck with this person, but they also have to be useful enough to help me survive. And also I have to like them enough to want to endure all of this.
Yeah. See, this is it's like right now, you know, I am dating someone that I love spending time with, and I'm invested in their safety. So I would make sure, you know, she's all right and her kitty cat, and I'd make that be the team. And I don't want to make that a default answer, but I'm like, that's where I would head to. But I don't know if I'm the best choice for her in terms of surviving the apocalypse you're describing.
Right.
So I might encourage her to go find a more rugged
No, it's
friend.
okay. This could be a one-way. This is a one-way question. You don't need to worry about other people's feelings for this one. This is just in a vacuum. You get to pick like your ideals. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got a couple friends.
Don't worry about that. Yeah.
I got a couple friends whose armaments would be key. You know,
right? Yeah.
If we're gonna go hunting into food. Very tough question.
But do you want to, do you want to sit in a room with Alden Diaz and all of his guns after the fall of society, and he's deciding on what a new government's going to look like? No.
I hope he gets to take over. Hope he gets to take over. There you go. We got another. We're catching up. I'm getting all the super chats out of the way. Then we're going to go into Screwworm. We're going to take a call from Jared and confessions. Sean says, "How old were you when you first left home?" In terms of moving out, Shawnee, I was 22. But first, like trip, like left home, like vacation without my parents. I went with my friend who later passed away. Rest in peace, Gavin. I went with him and his mom and his sister to Las Vegas, the summer of like '92. So that was kind of the first like, ooh, I'm on vacation. But as far as like, I'm out. 22 was it. When did you leave home, Steve?
Well, I ran away when I was 6 for like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that counts. But then I moved out. I went home after college my first summer, so 18 to 19, and then after that, I didn't live at home anymore. So I guess 19.
So okay, that's where I didn't do the college thing. I did the community college thing, but that'd be normal for most people. 18, 19. Guess where counts. It's another one for the goal. Sean says, any advice for those graduating high school next week? Some people are. I think a lot of LA schools already are out. God, graduating high school, that seems, I don't know what that looks like now. You know what I mean?
Invest in an index fund. Start putting money in an index fund, at least as long as this president's in power, because that's the only thing that's growing.
Honestly, but saving money, like, working $5 an hour as a dishwasher
Yeah.
for 3 days a week, like 24 hours a week. I think I worked like I $10 a weekend should have gone in some fund. Seems like nothing. And I'd be in a better spot than I am now. You know, I still to this day, like, wish I was not better with money, but just like wasn't living hand to fist and check to check to have that saved. But if I had started earlier, I would have been in a better spot. I had a friend who, like, I don't know, or was like, I'm buying a house. And I was like, what happened? What, how? Like, not like disrespectful. They have a full-time job thing, but I was like wait, what? What do you mean you're buying a house? And they were like,
you're buying a house?
Oh, I've been like saving for this since I was like 12. Well, okay.
Okay.
I wish someone had told me that. I wish someone had made me do that.
Yeah.
So that's big.
Yeah. Invest in an index fund. Buy NVIDIA stock as long as the AI bubble hasn't burst yet. The other thing is, shit, I had one and I literally just forgot. I opened a beer and I looked down and I forgot what I had, like a really good piece of sage advice, Ken. It really was.
Well, yeah, I think too, know you have both no time and all the time in the world. So you can, like, don't feel like I'm not where I need to be. And you're going to get there, keep going, but also take those chances, risks, do the things you want to do, because we all run out of time. And I had that kind of my whole life in front of me feeling when I graduated high school, and it felt good. And then by the next day I was scared to go be an adult and live and try things and take chances. So that's my big thing.
Yeah, no, I remember my thing. Go if you are able to, and it interests you, go to school for as long as you human possibly can. Take out all of the loans. Doesn't matter how big they are. We live in a post-consequences world. None of that shit's going to matter. It's either the world's going to blow up or someone like Bernie's going to get elected and give it all back to you anyway. So, stay in school go get that doctorate. Go to school for the next 11 years. That's my advice. Get as educated as you possibly can, because we live in a world of idiots.
Because you're going to need to use that degree to survive when the apocalypse hits. It's going to be toilet paper, something there.
Yeah, it'll be good fire starter.
Ethan says, if possible, travel. DJ Brujas here. I have DJ Brujas hat on, of course, if you're watching here on YouTube. She says, Viva Mexico Cabrones. There's another person I consider close. Drina and I. We're having lunch next week. In fact, I thought we were having lunch today, and I realized I had the date wrong. So,
it's not the 9th. Today is the 11th, Ken.
Yeah, I shared something on Instagram
11th.
Celebrating something on June 9th. It's June 11th. All right, let's get into the return of the Screwworm. The Screwworm is back, Steve, returning. We kind of thought this was in our past. 1966 was it, right? Take it away. What do we got?
1966. So yes, the New World Screwworm is back, Jack. As of June 3rd, we confirmed the New World Screwworm was officially present in the United States. They found it in a 3-week-old calf in Zavala County, Texas. And they believe it has now crossed into multiple counties in Texas and isolated cases in New Mexico. So some people are, out there, they hear screwworm. They're like, what the hell is a screwworm? What does that mean? Do I have to be worried?
Sounds like a demon.
Right. So this is the the New World Screwworm. For audio only listeners, I'm sorry, but we're showing a graphic that shows you the New World Screwworm and the fly that produces it. Right. So it's got a red eyes. It's got a short little body. It has a dark rear tracheae. I think that's its asshole, Ken. I think that's what that means. I don't know. I'm not, again.
It's its butt throat.
I asked Professor Addy to deputize me for this as a science segment. She honestly refused. So we're working with what we got.
Yeah.
So it looks like your typical larvae, and a fly. But the issue with the screwworm, Ken, is not necessarily it's not necessarily the fly itself, because it is a fly, even though it's called a worm. It's not a worm. It's a larva, which is, again, when we look at our little cycle of life, which I'll show here in a second, is the kind of the baby version of the fly that is produced. So once it's a fly, it's not really an issue except for the eggs that it lays. The New World Screwworm, Ken, it looks for warm-blooded animals, and it looks for basically like an opening in your body. It looks for an orifice, a warm, wet, damp, or bloody area. Okay.
But for animals, right? We're not at
warm-blooded animals. We're warm-blooded, Ken. We're on the list. Okay. So it's been recorded in nicks and scratches. They have even found the eggs and larvae in newborn umbilical cords on calves of different animals and all sorts of stuff. It gets wild.
I thought that was going larvae, another spot. Yeah.
The larvae eat the living flesh, Ken, of warm-blooded animals. So that is why they have to lay their eggs the way they do, and they eat the flesh from the inside out. The eggs get kind of stuck in your body, and then they hatch, and then they just kind of eat their way out until they are free. At which point they basically fall to the ground and they become little pupae, and they turn into a fly.
Okay.
So this is our North American screwworm diagram here. This is exactly what I'm talking about here. As you see on the top left, there's the little worms kind of getting into the hole on the body, right? So imagine it's like a scratch on your face. The worms burrow in, and they eat you, and then you basically just leave a big hole in your leg. I had one more graphic, but I honestly thought it was a little too graphic because it was literally just a hole in a dude's leg after they'd had these things taken out.
Oh no.
Yeah, I didn't think that was a good idea.
Was it real? Was it one of those AI videos or computer?
Oh no, it was definitely real. It was like this was like a this was like a CDC textbook kind of document.
I kind of want to see that. I'm glad you didn't show it here.
I'll send it to you.
I'll send it to you.
I'll send it to you. But I didn't want your video to get demonetized for gore or something. Right. But anyways, you might think to yourself oh my God, this is terrible. This is some new, how is this happening? Why, if it was gone in 1966, Ken, why is it a problem?
It's a great question.
Today? So the New World screwworm, Ken, we believe it originated in the Central America region, and somewhere in Panama is where it's what we see in this version of it, kind of migrating north. And so what we do when we eradicated this in 1966, Ken, we did this by basically cock blocking all the flies. Okay.
Love that.
So we biogenically engineered sterile flies, and we released a bunch of sterile male bachelors into the population.
Okay.
So you have a bunch of flies that are shooting blanks, and they go impregnate the females screwworms flies, and then the screwworm they lay eggs that are duds, right? So then they never hatch, and we are then lowering. So if that happens enough, if we overflood the population with sterile males, we will eventually bring down, and we eventually brought down the population, and we had eradicated it from the United States as of 1966.
Okay. How does that work? They lifeless babies?
Well, when a male fly and a female fly really love each other,
they like each other.
Right. They get together, and they go to the screwworm baby store, and they take out a loan, and they get baby larvae, and they plant them.
But they were sterile. I'm glad this isn't like the human thing, or I'm sterile, but she's pregnant with just an empty vessel.
Exactly. So apparently in fly world, this is where we need Addy. Okay. So again, I'm a moron. I'm not a scientist. Apparently you can sterilize sterilize the flies so that they still, the whole laying of the egg process still works. The whole, coitus and laying of the egg part works. But at the end of the day, the eggs are duds. They never hatch, and therefore no more new screwworms.
That's how we got rid of it in 1966.
1966.
But did we have to keep that up?
We have, Ken. We've done a great job at it, actually. This is one of those things where the United States really led this part of the world, and then one of the things that we did great, really in a post World War II, positioning ourselves as a leader of the free world and a superpower. One of the things we did was we sent money overseas, and we cured disease, and we put netting over mosquito-ridden places, and we sent ships full of aid and medicine to places. And one of the things we did was we set up all over Mexico and Central America these distribution spots of these sterilized flies, Ken, so that they would not make it up through, so that everyone got rid of this. Because what this does is this infects the livestock population. This is the real problem. This is where this impacts the economy. These screwworms get into the cows, and it could devastate herds very quickly. This is a very fast happening kind of epidemic. And so at the end of the day, it's all about the moolah, right? So if we want we need the farmers and everything, all the cattle ranchers and everything really want to make sure this stays under control. And they are freaking out about this right now. Like all the research I did on these different like beef rancher and cattle rancher association websites in Texas and everything, they're like, everything is, it's like COVID. There's like a thing at the top of the website that's like, click here for your screwworm like prevention kit and stuff like that. And so we had these programs in place to stop these so that our cows wouldn't get infected. And you're now seeing, Ken, the price of beef has been rising steadily over the past year. It's been going up, period, because of inflation and everything else. But it's gone up. It's been spiking significantly in the last 6 to 7 months because, and just the other day, Mexico is now no longer importing livestock from the United States as of like 2 or 3 days ago. Because they are terrified of this screwworm stuff. Canada is limiting the amount of beef that they're importing right now because of this. So it's a huge problem. So why? What happened? What happened?
What happened?
We dropped the ball. What happened was we did this little thing called Doge. Okay. And in the last few years, this actually started under Trump 1 and some of the budget cuts back then, but we cut over 1,300 jobs from the APHIS, which is the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service. This is a USDA division responsible for keeping invasive biological nightmares out of our country. Okay, like that is their job. This is like in the first 20 minutes of the disaster movie. This is like the company that like, or this is like what Amy Adams works for in like one of those movies. Okay.
Oh, never seen it, but yes. Okay.
Okay, well, you never saw like Arrival or anything like that? Okay.
Nah.
Anyway, so Doge got rid of 1,300 people in the last year from just the APHIS, not just USDA, but just from this specific little service. Okay. They closed their office in DC, and this forced them to shut down a bunch of field offices where they did a lot of this work for these sterilized flies. And so a ton of not only manpower, but straight up budget was cut to allow this to happen. So basically, at the end of the day, Elon Musk took away our cock blocking flies, and now the parasites are back. I should have just said it at the beginning. I'm sorry.
Yeah. We got the plane circled the island a few times and landed, but
there was a lot of information to convey.
A lot of that. Does this at all land with anyone who might still praise Elon Musk or anyone of that ilk?
Absolutely not.
It's
Ken, would you rather have screwworms or a nuclear Iran?
That's right. It all comes back to fear, huh? What's the bigger fear?
If we didn't cut those federal jobs, we wouldn't have had the amazing, successful intelligence operations that we've had in the last 6 months to understand Iran's nuclear capabilities and therefore make the moves that when we did. Dude, this is so fucking easy. We should just be right-wing grifters. Holy shit.
I know. Oh, I know. Yeah, I was watching. Yeah, I was. The election fraud stuff and accusations in California are steam is actually coming out of my ears. Listen to some of them talk. Okay. So we got beef prices rising again because I always hear complaints about that, and then you can point to many things. But you said so. What was in Trump 1? They started to cut this, and then was completed when Elon and Big Balls took over with Doge.
Correct. Okay. And then with Doge cut 1,300 employees from just the Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service. The Animal and Plant Health Inspection Service.
And it sounds important. It was probably some AI part of the Doge program, right?
It was a 24-year-old like frat dude who's who's probably 6 beers deep at 11:30 in the morning. Yeah.
What's this? Who are we paying this? What does that do?
APHIS. What the hell is an APHIS? No, what are we doing? So the good news, Ken, the little bit of good news is that the USDA stresses that the food supply, as of right now, is completely safe. Okay,
as of right now. But that by the way, this includes milk, right?
This includes any type of livestock that's mammal based.
Right.
Like I think the only thing that's safe is fish. Like I think other than that, which I can't have, so I'm gonna die.
Right.
So and the other good news is they only eat living flesh.
Good.
So the food that you have is okay. You don't need to throw out your ground beef. You don't have to not go to Taco Bell anymore. The food that you have is okay.
Good. So, but when does that flip over? When is it like now it's from tainted livestock?
Right. So exactly. So what happens is if we get a mass kind of boom in population of screwworms and the population booms to where the livestock, because the food you have now is probably slaughter. God, the food you have now it's like aged cheese. I don't know. If the burger you had was probably slaughtered like a half a year ago. I don't know anything about the livestock industry. I'm a moron.
Abernathy does. Abernathy can.
But this is like it's a domino effect thing, right? So the herds being affected now is going to have an impact on the supply 6 months from now, which impacts prices now. So ground beef is averaging over $7 a pound,
which is again supposed to be poor food, right?
Right.
That's when you have nothing else. I can get some cheap pasta for 99 cents, a cheap sauce, and maybe some ground beef, and I can live for a few days. And that's too expensive.
A little bit over $5 when Trump took office. That's a lot. Steak right now over $12 a pound.
$12 a pound. So we just need to find. We need to know that turnover rate. Because I have some milk in my fridge right now, and normally I do oat milk, but lately the Trader Joe's oat milk's not been my favorite. So I got a 1%er. I got a 1% of cow juice. That's disgusting when you say it like that. That's going to be gone. I'm not worried about that. I don't have any meat in the house. I'll eat meat, but I'm wondering at what point do I need to go to Veggie Grill, Steve? Probably now.
Well, considering again, Ken, this is coming from the administration that says if you stop testing, the number of positive cases will go down. So I don't expect that to change with this scenario as well. So I imagine they're just going to say, stop testing for the screwworm thing. Tell the ranchers to get over it. Next question.
And we'll go away. What has RFK Jr. said about this? Is there any official statement?
I have not seen anything from RFK yet. I think everything's been deferred to the USDA. This seems one of those things that's like an actual problem. So RFK is probably ducking it as much as humanly possible. Yeah. Because it's not, raw milk and saunas and lifting weights at Kid Rock or something like that.
Side note, I was in 7-Eleven last night. Shocker, I know. As I was going up and down the aisles, there was this older white dude, kind of one of those older, like buff white dudes, like 65 and still can lift. You know what I mean? Which good for you. But he's telling the owner the story. I walk in, all I hear is like, yeah, RFK Jr. wrote about it. Did you read that article? I'm like, oh God. And he's like, yeah. Have you seen that man without a shirt? He's ripped. I'm like, why is he? What's happening? He's like, yeah, man. And the owner's,
your voice.
The owner's just like, what? And he's like, yeah. RFK Jr. and Joe Rogan take him. Yeah, you got to take him. You look it up, and walked out. I'm like, oh, but that's the guy who can't connect the dots on any of this. That's the guy who will say, look, so what? Your burger may have cost $21, but we're safe from nukes. That's the guy. That's the guy.
Yep, freedom fries all over again. Here we go.
Should we invest in Beyond Burger? Yes, maybe. Laserbolt says I will never cook tofu or fish. Tofu's great, Laserbolt. Come on, grill up some tofu. Tofu is wonderful. Oh, it's good. It's a good thing. Some teriyaki tofu. Oh, I love it.
Does it always come in cubes like I see on TV?
Yeah.
Every time I think of tofu, it's like a little box.
You squish it. Comes. You have to cut it into the cubes. You squish it for like 30 minutes.
Just grow in cubes. Yeah.
Cut it. So, Steve, this is great reporting. It's great reporting because I have to be honest. Like I was talking about this with Taff the other day. She's from Texas and is a little familiar with how this affects ranchers and stuff out there. And it is scary, even though maybe it's not an immediate threat, or maybe, like you said, there's some insulation between us and what's happening. But people's businesses are being affected. I mean, the fact that Mexico's like, we're good on your cows, and Canada's like,
that's right.
That's a problem. I hadn't paid much attention, because we never do. There's so many things out there.
Right. And this is one of those things like if in 3 weeks the price of beef goes up another $3, producer Steve told you first.
But also,
I'm trying to get in here early because this is like happening right now. The fact that Mexico said no, the flies were coming up through us, and we don't want your beef. What does that say?
Yeah. So what's the predictive market say about this? What's the poly market bet?
Well, it's funny that you should say that, Ken, because oh man, one of my notes actually even mentioned that because someone asked about that, and they asked Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins about this actually, Ken.
Okay.
And she said that they can't they basically, they don't have any timelines or anything on this. But then she, out of nowhere, then said that this is basically a result of weak border policies by the Joe Biden administration for the flies crossing in from Mexico. That was a thing that happened. Our poor immigration policies are the result of flies coming from Mexico.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So there you go, everybody. Head on over to Veggie Grill. Highly recommend it. We'll see if we appreciate the reporting on that there. And Addie will return and maybe correct us on any scientific facts.
I'm sure
that we got wrong.
I'm sure.
On that note, we are going to get ready to take some confessions. We do have a confession lined up. Steve, you want to hit the organ music? I can't do the background anymore because I'm using Firefox, and Firefox does not let me do it. You could be in the confession booth. I cannot.
I will.
But our first confession is the greatest librarian in Los Angeles County, where if you're in Los Angeles County, does not necessarily mean you could have voted for the LA mayor. He's got a confession right now, and the music is playing. Thank you, organist. Chris, thanks for calling in. And what is your confession this week?
Monsignor Steve and Pastor Ken, how art thou?
I am a youth pastor of.
Wait, does that make me French? Is that French?
Maybe.
No, I don't. Well, maybe the word orange. I don't know.
Catholic.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I'm Italian.
The confession is I broke Ken's cardinal rule for calling into the show last week, which is that I called in without a question.
Ooh,
bastard.
I know.
It's a big sin.
You've laid out the ground rules time and time again, and then I hung up with you guys, and you even asked during my call last week. You're like, so your question is, and I was just like,
yeah,
damn it.
Well,
Damn it, I just thought I had an interesting thought. I was so eager to share it and discuss basketball with you guys. And it needs to be, tight. It needs to be clear. You need to keep the show moving. Producer Steve is on your ass to keep the show moving.
Momentum. Yeah.
I just talked about Screwworms for 8 minutes. Don't worry. It's fine.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
No. So, yeah, first of all, I appreciate you being honest with not only us, but yourself about your sins. What was your comment again, though?
It was the thing about Adam Morrison having 2 more championship rings than I do.
Right. Yes. Okay.
But he more than likely just kind of sat on the bench for a lot of the season. But yeah.
All right. But it turned into a question. So okay. So first of all, let's identify the sin. The sin is calling into the blathering without a specific question or a comment that leads to a question that preferably you ask. So, Steve, what do we think of the sin?
I mean, if we're letter of the law, Ken, it is a sin. Yeah. But unlike some folks whose I won't mention by name, he is at least self-aware of his errors, his errs. In judgment, and he has come back to us to say, hey,
right,
I apologize. So now, Chris, what you do to really stick the landing on this is you however we're here, so however we end this call is whatever, but the next time you call in, you need, like, I am expecting mid-90s sports talk radio, like hot take artist. Hey Ken, hey Steve, first time, long time, Chris here. What do you blah 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 blah. Okay, cool. I'll hang up and listen. Click, folks. That's how you do it. That's it. That's the formula.
All right,
that's how you do it.
I will follow the formula as my penance for the next time.
That's your penance. The next time you gotta. Yeah. I want even like Steve laid it out for you. Write it, script it. But also I want you to kind of sound like you're on break at some construction site.
All right. I could definitely go back in the shipping area around my work.
Yeah. Yeah. And then occasionally just yell, yeah, put that box over there. Do that. Okay. But first of all, so there's your penance. It was a sin, but I'll say this in your defense. You and I are friends. We've known each other since 2005-ish or 6, right?
Correct, yes.
From stand-up days. I could see where you're calling in to talk, like we're going to lunch or something, which we need to do again soon.
Correct.
So I could see where it could be confusing that you turned it into a hangout show accidentally, but you had it. But I'll say this: you also had you had a reason for calling in, which was to talk more about Adam Morrison and the tattoos and the championships that he won. So it's like a 70% sin.
Okay. Well, I will take the penance. I will structure it. I will find a hot take to get on the air with you guys next time.
That's great. Okay. Thank you, Chris. And I'm going to the Greek in September. I'm going to have to reach out to you about how to get those bus passes again.
Yeah,
Chris, so.
For sure. Yeah, we need to touch base on that and grab some tacos somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. All right. There he is, Chris, confessing his sin, and he's gonna clear his soul. Thank you, buddy. Good stuff.
I think that's our only confession, right?
I think that's our only confession. We have
organist is gonna be pissed, but
the organist,
she gets paid by the hour, so
yeah. Okay, let me try. Let me do what sorry, a little back end stuff.
Yeah, so we so we're gonna. I'm glad that Chris brought up basketball and stuff, because we that's one of the things we still do have on the docket for this evening is we got to.
Yeah, you were really.
Unfortunately, have to talk Knicks here.
Yeah, PLD for the super chat. Thank you. Appreciate that. Much love to my favorite host on the interwebs. Appreciate that.
Look at you.
We'll take we got Jared calling in with some advice, and we're checking in with him. Kingsport Cal, has he threatened to call in yet? I know he's boasting about.
He just told us he was hammered. Yeah, I don't know. I just know he's hammered.
That'd be dangerous, but also I kind of want it.
Do we have a dump button?
No, we need a dump button. Good call. All right.
That's what I'm here for.
Let's quickly swing through sports.
Right.
The New York Knickerbockers are up 3-1.
Careful. Yes. Yeah. The Knicks are up 3-1. This is a national nightmare, Ken.
The Trump
this is an
curse,
actual national nightmare.
Yeah, the Trump curse was real for one. It ended their long winning streak, but it seems like they brushed it off and had a big comeback win, right?
No, not just brushed off, Ken. This was this was the biggest comeback in finals history. 29 points.
Oh, wow.
29 points, Ken.
Ouch.
This was on par with 28-3 in the Super Bowl. This is on par with like any comeback you can think. Like this is going to go down in history of people when people rattle off historic comebacks.
Okay.
This is going to be one of the first ones they say, especially if the Knicks, assuming the Knicks go on to win the series, which they're up 3-1. But history says they should.
What if the San Antonio Spurs come back 3-1 to win the series 4-3 and 7?
That would
that would take it over, right?
It would prove to me, Ken, that there is a God. That I would go back to church
because
I would actually go back to church. Yeah.
Mark that down. Someone write that down in their diary. Because was it a shellacking? It was a comeback and a shellacking.
So the first half was the shellacking. The Spurs scored 76, 77 points in the first half.
Wow.
And they finished with like 103, 106.
That's not good. Okay.
No, they looked completely inept. Like, it's crazy that they just didn't even look like a professional basketball team in the second half. But the Knicks didn't look like one in the first half. Like the Knicks looked like absolute dog shit in the first half. So it's crazy the way that happened. And then, of course, the end of the game was like a tip in at the very last second to go in. And then, the Spurs had like an inbound that they totally screwed up. There was a foul, but whatever.
I heard some complaints.
We're not. Yeah, that's basketball. But not to get into the whole like sports take you to of like the teams and everything. I don't really give a shit about that, right? But it's more of like the cultural moment of like, folks, you do not want the New York Knicks to win the NBA Finals. Like, if you thought Dallas Cowboy fans were bad, like this is a national emergency. Like
you're worried about
I'm sorry, like. Yes, like Zoran Mondani, he's great, but this whole like Knicks thing, like this is making me like him less because of the Knicks. Like I'm literally liking him less because of the Knicks.
Is it just? And again, you're an Eagles fan, which some would call a tough group to swallow in the sports world.
We're insufferable, but we're not entitled. Okay, the Knicks called
now.
I mean, at least we've been relevant and won championships in the last 25 years. But the Knicks haven't been to the finals since 1999. They haven't won a championship since the 70s. And they spent the entirety of 2003 till about last year photoshopping LeBron James in a Knick jersey because that's all they had was, okay, we got Melo, like we're just gonna every summer we're gonna say this person's gonna go to the Knicks.
Right.
So to me, it's just the Knick fandom represents the worst of sports, and the bandwagon don't care, put on the hat because it's the popular funny thing to do. All of the worst people I know are Knicks fans. Like
That includes Taylor
And here's
Swift.
the other thing. And I'm so glad you brought up Taylor Swift. This is not anything a dig at Taylor Swift at all. She's apparently like an OG Knicks fan. Good for her. But Ken, they talk all about Celebrity Row at the Knicks games and all the courtside people, you know, sitting there, and they show them on camera all the time.
Right.
This is a class warfare issue, folks. I'm telling you, the fight is not left and right. It's up and down. And if you are a man of the people, you should not be wanting these New York Knicks to win. Ken,
right.
Can you take a wild guess, Ken? Just a wild guess at what the combined net worth of the courtside seats at the Knicks game last night were? Just take a shot.
I'm gonna put it down in an over/under number. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say that the line is at $2 billion. And I'm gonna take the over.
$6.5 billion.
That's crazy.
$6.5 billion for the people sitting around the courtside seats. That is more than 40 countries' GDP.
Taylor's one.
You ever been to Fiji? You ever been to Fiji, Ken?
No.
They produce less money in a year than what was the net worth of that basketball game.
All right. I mean, the Philly New York rivalry is what is really this is about, and I love that. I can't wait for the football season. Can't wait for this football. Well, that's Do you have any hope that the 76ers will next season?
Well, the 70 that's a cursed franchise. That's a whole other. That's a whole other story. Right. They've had a whole. The Sixers have all sorts of problems.
Okay, physics buddy Joseph. The Knicks went in as the enshittification of sports, or at least they're from most. I got no dog in this fight. I'm a New York Yankee fan, but I'm not a Knickerbockers fan. I'm not a basketball fan too much. So, but if Alana and Estee Ham are rooting for him, I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
Plus Chalamet, sit down. Like, I'm sorry. Like, sit down. Like, they're playing basketball. Like, could you enough? You're like, you look like a child.
You're placing a bet on it's the game Saturday, right?
I thought it was. Yeah, I think that's right because it's going back to San Antonio.
It's going back to San Antonio. You're on Poly Market right now, or Kalshi, or Trump Bets, or whatever you go. Who are you putting money down on for?
Well, this is sports, Ken. So we can just. I am a sports gambling degenerate, so I can just bet on this on my normal sports gambling degenerate sites. I don't have to go to Kalshi or anything. I can just go on, FanDuel or DraftKings or anything. 1,000 of sports gambling sites they advertise in front of us.
Who are you putting money down on?
I already took this. So I put money on the Spurs after game 1 when they lost, because I always, in these scenarios, Ken, for like the NBA Finals or these 7-game series, I don't place my bet until after game 1, and I usually place it on the team that lost game 1 if I think they actually have a chance at winning, because that's when you get the best price.
Okay.
I've been doing this for too long.
Might have a problem.
Yeah. Well, I famously won not famously, but I won the largest money amount I've ever won in my entire life back in 2013 when the Miami Heat won their first championship with LeBron. There wasn't their first, but their first one with LeBron. And they were down 0-1 to the Thunder, and they were plus 250 to win the series. And I was like, looking back, you guys are giving me LeBron James at plus 250 to win 4 basketball games. I will take that money, and I had a lot of beer money.
A lot of beer money. Are you putting money down now? If you're
absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, the Spurs. No, this is the team of destiny. The only I hate sports takes, Ken. That are like not based in fact, but like I'm sold that this is a team of destiny.
It happens.
It's not.
Teams get that energy. They get that energy, and they can't be stopped. And they make documentaries about teams like this and everything. So, all right. Well, we'll see. I'll do a blathering probably Saturday before the game starts, and we'll give Steve a chance to put one more bet down if he shows up. But everyone else, a lot of Knicks fans in my life, a lot of New Yorkers in my life. So I don't take that away from them. But
we'll have to talk about this some other time on sports, because I just don't get this whole, my friend is a Knicks fan, so I'm rooting for them.
Oh, I'm rooting for the Spurs. Mark Ellis is a Spurs fan. And
but
so
even still,
I'm rooting
I
for
just
Mark.
don't,
because
I don't want my friends to be happy in sports world.
You don't want your friends to be happy.
No. Sports world is a different world, Ken. Our sports fandom and our the ways that our sports impact our happiness and our psyche, to me, is like a different realm. It's a different dimension. It's battle world. Like sports producer Steve is a completely different human being than everything else.
He is, and he gambles a lot. Okay, but I don't have like I don't actively root, or you don't actively root against your friends' teams. You just don't want your friends' teams.
Oh, I absolutely do. I'm best friends with a Cowboys fan and a Giants fan and a Commanders fan,
fun.
and
That's
yeah,
fun.
like it's yeah.
Yeah, no, if the Dolphins are playing the Commanders, obviously want the Dolphins to win, but I'm more like of a good game sport type of thing with Mark.
Oh yeah,
I was rooting for the Spurs because he's, that's the only investment I have in it. Now I have a lot of Knicks fans in my life, but Mark's a little higher on the list. He's a little higher on the list, so I want the Spurs to win for his sake. Just like I'd like the Commanders to win the NFC title, to lose to the Dolphins in the Super Bowl in 2041. Yeah, I don't. We're peeling back the onion here on you, Steve. This is fantastic.
It's just the hater in me that
yeah.
I truly believe sports is the last place where we can just have like actual tribalism.
Right.
And it's like, we don't need to make my sports tribalism flowers and dandelions and hugs and kisses and everything. Like, no, I'm a Eagles fan. I hate every other NFL team.
Yeah. Okay.
And I literally will like think less of someone if in a conversation at a sports bar, they're like, oh, well, I root for like the Bears on the NFC, but I root for the Chargers in the AFC. I immediately just think so much less of that person.
Wow. Like the Lions are my favorite NFC team.
Yeah, see, that's not cool. You don't get two teams.
The
pick a team and that's your team.
Expos are my favorite National League team.
Yeah, well, that's okay because they don't exist anymore.
I didn't follow the Nationals over. All right. You don't want friends to be vulnerable. You don't want to listen to music.
That's not true.
You're rooting against them here in sports.
I don't want my friends to ask me to ask them to be vulnerable. You can be vulnerable to me if you want to vent, but don't give me that vibe that I have to like drag it out of you because I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, this is fascinating stuff. Let's bring in Jared the Tide Pilot here, a Boston Red Sox fan. I have no problem rooting against that. Jared, welcome back to the show. We were worried about you Monday, even though you're probably working. What's your question and call for advice, and how are you?
What the hell did I have? Oh, I had to go to a town meeting on Monday. That's what it was.
Wait, what?
So
what did you do?
What?
No, not me. So a town where the band practices built a new skate park, and the town asked us to play its grand opening, which was supposed to be July 2nd.
Okay.
But apparently, if they would have kept to that timeline, they would have lost the grant money because it has to be a grand opening before July. So there was a town, and I was the only one around that night. So
this is like a Schitt's Creek kind of episode.
It was. I have not gone to a lot of town meetings in my day, and this reinforced why. Because before they got to the topic I cared about, there was a 20-minute conversation about 15-minute parking zones. That
city government is best. Okay, so wait. I think I got confused. I understand the band. So the band didn't play Monday, but you had to go to the town meeting.
Yeah, to figure out the details and get my questions in.
Wow. Did you get your questions in?
I did.
Okay.
So
love that. Okay. I hope you dressed like a rock star.
Oh, I had my mohawk up, so obviously.
Oh, perfect. This is what I want. Scare at the locals of the city government. All right. You need some advice. Steve and I got it for you.
I do. I have many things tonight that are just on my mind. Actually, first, before the advice, because you were just on the NBA. So, gentlemen, when the Knicks finally win, and I am rooting for the Knicks, and the fact that I'm not rooting for the Knicks, I am waiting for the terrorism that New Yorkers are ready to commit. And then I'm waiting for the city to burn down, Steve.
They're going to burn it down either way at this point. They're going to burn it down if they win, and they're going to burn it down if they blow this 3-1 lead.
So hang on. So
wait a minute. Has this historically? I don't recall it happening in New York. We get in LA a lot
because they haven't won any. They haven't been relevant long enough to remember it.
And by the time the Yankees won their third one, we were over it.
The last time they were in the finals was 1999, and we were too worried about the computers taking over.
That's true.
So when the riots happen, which film version of Batman do you want to send into the city? Who do you think could deal with the Gotham that New York City will become? Which of the film Batmans?
Ben Affleck, and you know why.
I mean, I would say the Christian Bale Batman, because it seems like that's what he was doing in The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Returns, right? Going into the city, riots going on. I think he'd be prepared for it. I always want to answer Keaton when possible, but I'll stick with Bale here.
I mean, I think those are great picks overall. But
Okay.
So the advice question,
please,
and it also goes into a gentlemen, there's been an epidemic a little bit of where I've been working that I've noticed.
Okay.
Your flies are down, guys. Zip them up. So
I looked down. I looked. I'm wearing gym shorts. I looked.
So my advice is
pajamas.
when I see a customer and the air conditioning's on, how should I go about it, and B, how does one go about it? Because I've just ignored it to this point. I'm just like, you know what? That's their prerogative. Do I continue to ignore it, or do I let them know the AC's on?
Okay, wait. Okay, so there's a lot. I have some follow-ups. Before we answer, Steve thinking of his answer too. You say an epidemic. There's a lot of different people walking in with their flies down.
It just seems to be more and more that the gents of the world, and it's, I'm not trying to overly stereotype, but it's definitely an older crowd, Gen X boomer kind of thing.
Oh, wow. Okay. I see what you did. I see where you went. So that actually takes care of my next follow-up question. Is it some sort of youthful trend?
No, I haven't seen it really much on the youth. Okay. I think like one or two of the youths, but definitely 45 to 65 range.
All right, I'm right in there. I almost walked out of a bathroom at a birthday party with my fly down, and I turned to like turned to like dry my hands some more. And I was like, oh, I almost left with that out. So my other follow-up is, you say you're going to say to them, hey, fellas, the AC's on, and that's the clue that their fly is down?
Well, whatever it might do. That's just the euphemism I'm using for YouTube right now.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good one.
No, but like, would you want a random man behind the counter to be like, hey, zip on up there, lassie?
Yes. Steve?
I would feel better about a person behind the counter doing it than like a random person down the aisle, like when I'm looking at like the tequila doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you are in a position of power in a sense. You are a part of the establishment there. So I have this weird inherent trust of you because you are the businessman. You know what I mean? So it's like you have in that role, you can do that because it's like you're being a good, business person to the customer.
Laser bolts got more button flies, less screw flies. There we go. A lot of people said XYZ, examine your zipper. I wouldn't. If someone said to me, hey, XYZ, I'd be like,
the fuck?
Elemento? Like, I don't know.
Now we know your ABCs.
I've never heard that one. Never heard that one. So I like what Steve's saying, Jared, because it's as if you were a pastor. When you're behind the counter at a liquor store, you're on that list of tell someone that you trust. You know what I mean? When you're a kid, if something's gone wrong, find someone you can trust, like a policeman, firefighter, or a pastor. You probably shouldn't trust 2 out of 3 of those, but that's where you are. And Steve's right. I don't want some jackhole in the aisle making some snarky remark, because I probably and I'm embarrassed.
Right.
I'm embarrassed. I don't know if my wing wang was out. I don't know what's going on. It's just not cool. I definitely wouldn't want a lady saying it, because then I'd be like, oh no, does she think I did it on purpose? Like, oh, what do we? Why was she looking like it? So I do. You are a trusted source, and I think the way you say it is the key. I wouldn't be like, hey, idiot. Hey, I'd just be like, hey, flies down. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Check down south.
And to go to the why are they looking section, my counter particularly is like fly height. So when I reach for the items that they have put down, that's where the eye line goes.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm saying someone out in the public, then it gets weird. You are just, I think you're a trusted source at this time.
All right. Let the public know they're doing it wrong.
Yeah. But it's the way. You don't need to be snarky about it.
No, never snarky. They need to come back and buy my booze.
That's right.
Now, is there a professional that you don't want telling you your flies? Like, what is the worst? What is the worst person in this scenario? Because Jared's, he's a guy behind a counter at a retail place. That's okay.
Right.
But like, if the stripper tells you your fly is down, if
that's bad.
That's pretty bad. Like,
lawyer, I would not trust what they're doing with that.
Yeah. Like I don't like I wish
somebody at the amusement park, anything where there's children around,
Yeah, that's a good one.
You don't want the librarian.
I don't want the cotton candy guy like at the baseball game, being like, hey.
McCarcel says teacher, kids kindergarten teacher says a buddy joke. Yeah. But in fact, if I was to make a list the other way around, before this show, if you asked me this question, I'd probably want liquor store employee on the list. It'd probably be number one, quite frankly. Number one. It happens.
What are you doing there? Are you saying Jared's not judging you in the same way like someone else in society would? Like, what are we saying there?
I just think, he's on my side. I don't trust anyone else.
Okay.
But
okay.
Jared knows, I'm about to buy alcohol from him. It's going to be a fun night, and he wants to make sure I have the best night.
If your 7-Eleven guy told you your fly was open, you'd be like, "Oh, thank you." Like that guy, like they have to know, like they got to, you know what I mean? Like that's
like Jimmy. I'd be like, Jimmy. Oh
right.
my God, sorry,
Right.
Jimmy. I almost gave you a free show, Jimmy.
It hasn't been any of the regulars, because if it was one of my regulars, I definitely would have busted him about it by now. But it's just like,
I don't know if I take issue. I just worried about when you say bust and chop. You're busting chops and something I can't help. So, find a nice way to do it. That's what I'm saying.
always.
Strangers. All right. All right. Thank you, Jared. I appreciate that. That's a good advice question.
It is. If you guys want, I got one funny thing. If not, you guys can close up the show.
Quick.
So there's a thing going around in the hardcore music scene where you always have one or two where a guy wears a banana costume to a show. Like, I'm sure you've seen that at music things.
No.
There's always somebody. All right. So there's always somebody in a banana costume. It's just funny. Okay. A band called it out and then had the audience basically assault this person.
Oh, that's not good.
And like rip the banana costume off of him.
That's not good.
So now they've gotten kicked off a tour for that band.
Yeah.
And now now it is nothing but people posting memes of all the hardcore bananas out there and hardcore music being scared of bananas. It's just been magical to me.
So this is going to be like the dudes going into the rafters of sports games and taking their shirts off, like, and it just like growing into like a whole bunch of guys, shirtless dudes. You're just going to see bananas at like a bunch of concerts now.
Yes, all
take off because it's on TikTok. What band? Detective McCarson wants to know what band.
Oh God, it's
Name and Shame.
Yep, yeah. I'm gonna 2 seconds.
Okay, typing. He's got.
I hear the clicking clack.
He sounds like he's got a keyboard at a car mechanic shop. You ever go to the shop? And it's like a dirty keyboard.
Oh yeah, one of those. Oh yeah. See,
covered in plastic
because
with a big button.
Here's why. I was gonna say it sounds like he's like a South Korean like game streamer, like playing like StarCraft like super fast because he's got one of those mechanical keyboards. But that's it's the same thing actually, because the mechanical keyboards from back in the day that you hear in the mechanic shop are just those old IBM keyboards that have been there for 45 years. So it's the same. Yeah. It's really doing the same thing.
Yeah. The band is called End It.
Physics buddy Joe backs you up there too.
End it.
Well, they ended it.
Okay, well that's easy.
They ended their careers.
Horrible name for SEO. Like that's God.
Yeah, it's not good. The guns, banana
about that stuff. You do.
Thank you, Jared, for keeping us up to. You keeping us up on the latest trends. Bananas at punk rock shows in flies down. All right,
you guys stay safe.
There was a banana hammock joke there somewhere. None of us are clever enough to. Yeah.
You could have combined it.
There's something.
We're almost out of here, but Franny just licked my foot, so we're definitely almost out of here.
All right, Franny.
But it's time to take our call of the week from Kingsport Cal, who better have a goddamn question. Cal, what's the question?
Can you hear me again?
I can hear you
loud and clear.
All right.
That doesn't count as your question.
No. Well, it does count as a question because I don't have a question. Can I?
Why not?
You said I told you I said right from the jump that I was drunk. So I just want to call in.
How drunk are you?
What?
What have you had to drink?
Probably I don't know. Probably about. Well, I had a 6-pack of PBR Tall Boys to start out with.
Wait. You drank 6 Tall Boys?
Tall Boys are 16 ounces of beer. I
know what a tall boy is.
I'm just making sure. And
is that like a regular 12-pack or like almost?
That's pretty much a 12-pack.
Like 10?
Yeah, pretty much. Kind of close.
Yeah.
But I also had a few shots of vodka and yeah.
Cal, are you okay?
I had a rope. No, I'm fine. I just had a lot of weird encounters. I don't know.
Oh, now I feel like Steve. I don't want to force you to be vulnerable here, but I feel as though something's wrong.
See, it's uncomfortable, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Are you
Well,
okay,
I
Ken?
don't. I like I said. I've had a few. Well, not a
Uh-huh.
few. I had a couple weird encounters, and I don't. I
Oh
don't
man.
think.
I
I
don't.
don't think you want to hear about them.
Yeah.
But
Wait,
you know,
was your fly down during these encounters?
no, no, my fly was not down yet. But
Okay. All right.
no, I just wanted to call in, and
Okay.
since you threatened that I
Uh-huh.
would call in, I might as well call in.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
I just wanted to tell you, Kent,
Yeah.
the usual, something that could have been sent in the email is that, I love you, Ken. I love the show. I love what
Yeah.
you're doing. I love Steve. I love you get found, Steve.
We love you all.
And
Yeah.
Steve, I think you should stick to journalism. Let Addie come in and do the science.
I
But you
think he
did
did
do
a
a
good
good
job.
job.
I think
Jeez.
he
You
did a
did
good
do a
job.
good job. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
Christ.
But
What are you
whatever.
saying?
You
What
know
are
what I
you
mean?
saying?
I
Okay.
don't know.
This is I love this drunk love fest. This is great. Though you've corrected Steve's career, but what
But no, Ken,
okay.
I love you, Ken. I
What
love you.
so now's your
What?
chance. You're live on the air. I don't have a dump button.
Sure,
You're
whatever.
drunk. You got 6 PBR tall boys in you, and you said how many shots of tequila?
I had no. I drank at least 2 shots of vodka
Vodka. Oh,
Okay.
well, that's
so
bad.
far.
Okay. So far.
Yeah.
Do you have to
Fourth
work?
beer,
Do you have
right?
to work tomorrow?
Before beer, right?
Yes, I do have to work tomorrow, but Ken, I'm a fucking professional.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And not only that,
Right. Yeah.
I mean, this week
Okay.
has been all the bullshit with the news and everything else,
Right.
and the different shit that I experienced.
Right.
I mean, come on, man. We
Okay.
all should take a day and just
I
get
and get drunk.
drunk
And
and forget this shit.
I don't
You
disagree
know what I
with
mean?
you. I don't disagree with you.
It's too much. It's too much.
Okay, it's too much. No, this is right. It's too much. Okay. All right. I don't want
What?
to press you on what happened. Was it an issue over a breakfast sandwich again, or?
No, I get tired of talking on here about racial stuff, but one thing that really pissed me off was that today, Ken,
Mm-hmm.
I told you before about the device in my car that won't let me drive if I've been drinking, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. It now comes
Well-
with all your PBR tall boys. There's a fresh one in the box.
well, I've talked about that before. Some people might not remember it, but it's still
Okay.
ongoing.
Good context.
Which is a good thing. And
Okay.
but anyway,
Okay.
so I went to the store, which has a store that it's not the store of the whole biscuit scenario.
Okay. You went to a
It's a
store.
different store.
Okay.
But
Okay.
it's like if I drove there, it would take me 1 minute. If I walked there, it would take me 3 minutes.
Got
Now,
it.
the thing is, I walked to this store today because I could not drive my car for obvious reasons.
For 12 or 6 tall boys. Okay.
Yes, and
Mhm.
and I walked through there, and I had to walk by my neighbor's house, and my neighbor has a dog and a
Okay.
little kid.
Okay.
Okay, and so every time the dog is harmless, but it loves to bark at me every
Okay.
time I walk down the
Dog
down the
bark.
street.
I thought he was gonna say the dog is harmless, but the kid's a little shit.
Yeah.
The kid is little shit, and I'll tell you why, Steve.
Okay. Yeah, you're yelling.
kid
You're
is-
yelling. You're
I'm
yelling.
sorry.
Your mic's hot. Your mic's hot.
I'm sorry.
Okay,
The kid is a shit, Steve, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I was walking on my way to go to the store, and everything was calm. The dog was apparently in the.
What kind of dog?
It looks like a Labrador. Looks like a
Okay,
Labrador,
big
black
lab. Okay.
lab.
Black lab. Okay.
And so I walked down the street, right? And
Mhm.
so I'm mutually in their yard in a way. It's also my yard. Their driveway is part of my yard as well.
It's like a neighbor.
On the back end. Yeah, it's my neighbor.
Okay.
And I'm walking down the yard, and I get through where they have their little fence thing where they got their garden, whatever.
Okay.
And I'm walking through there, and all of a sudden the dog comes out.
Okay.
And the dog comes out and immediately comes up to me. He's like, "Bow!" And I look over, and at the doorway of the house is the little kid,
Mhm.
and he's standing there, and he said, "Get out of our yard, nigger." Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And I'm their neighbor.
Okay.
I don't even know if that little kid knows that. That little kid is like 4
Okay.
or 5.
Okay.
What are they teaching that kid?
How many?
What are they teaching that kid?
How many other PBRs do you have in your house right now?
A lot. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I was on my way to go get more, and I
Right.
left the fucking house and got
Okay.
attacked by my neighbor's kid.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
I do know what you're saying.
This is
He is worse than
crazy.
the dog.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't even know
How-
if they know that I'm their neighbor. Because I tell you this, I'm sorry, Ken. What do you say?
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I think you have a right to be angry, and I think you have a right to more PBRs. This is not good. This is not good, Cal. So you've never spoken to them. They're your neighbors. They share kind of your property. I get it. I get the setup. It's weird in Tennessee. There's no like clear property lines or fences. I've been there.
No, there's clear property lines. It's just that their driveway is right next to mine. So it's more convenient for me to walk through their driveway as I head to the store and come back than it is for me to go along the road.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
And I'm out of the way of traffic, which means I will not get hit. But anyway,
Okay.
they don't even know that I'm their fucking neighbor because I have white people come and mow my lawn. So when they see white people in my lawn, they think those people live there. They don't understand.
Which is racist, right? Which is
I
racist.
live right next to them. I'm not saying it's racist or not.
Yeah,
I'm just saying the fact.
Okay. No, because they're expecting a person of color to be mowing your lawn, and the white.
They think I'm a stranger walking the street.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I do see what you're saying.
I'm a stranger.
So Laserbolt has the follow-up question. How old is this kid?
That kid had to be about 4 or 5. And
4 or 5?
Here's the thing.
He's dropping the hard R.
Yes, I'm telling you. What are their parents teaching that kid? Here's the thing, kid.
That's a great question.
Here's the thing. That dog is out in the yard all the time, okay? And then they leave it in the house. When I walked, I got halfway through their yard, going to my destination, and then I turned around. That kid opened the door to their house and let that lab out, and that lab came running towards me up to the fence and just started barking its ass off. That's when that kid said, "Go home, nigga."
To me. Yeah. Okay. Don't let the AI YouTube overlords pull my channel.
Sorry, but that's just something.
So what did the dog do? Did the dog go and turn around too?
No, the dog went up to the fence as much as it could and got over it. This fence, I'm 6'3", Ken.
Well, I didn't know you're that tall.
Damn, you're 6'3".
Yes, I've told you this before. Good job, my ass. I was born this way.
I don't remember the details of your life.
But anyway,
I don't remember the details of your life.
It's like this fence is maybe like 5'10".
All right,
and this dog is over the fence, piles over, barking it.
Okay. So, first of all, again, I can't, I will apologize to you on behalf of the white people of this world who should know better, but obviously don't. But I apologize to you, Cal, that this would continue to happen, and I'm sure continues to happen in 2026.
It does happen. It's happened all my life.
Of our Lord, all of your life.
This is just the most recent instance.
Okay. All right.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. First of all, like I said, you're allowed to drink tonight. Was it 6:29? You're allowed to drink tonight.
Today is 6:11.
Yeah. No, I'm just looking.
And I'm off today, and yes, I'm allowed to drink. I'm allowed to drink any fucking way because it's the United States of America. I can drink if I want to.
Well, I'm not trying to take away your drinking. I'm encouraging.
When I went to go get my drink,
I
got called a racial slur by a fucking child.
Right.
I'm yelling. Sorry.
Yeah, you're yelling. We really need to work on your mic. I don't know what we're gonna do with that, but we hear you loud and clear. So I guess the final thing here, Cal, is what do we do going forward? How do you feel you need to address it, if at all?
I don't know. I mean, I don't talk to my neighbors. I have more neighbors than, of course, that one, but I think we should be. I think people should talk to each other more because this is crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. because
They don't even know that I'm
when
the neighbor. They think I'm some random guy.
Well,
I have an idea.
Yeah.
Cal.
The kids
Okay, Cal. Steve has an idea.
Two ideas, and this is going to solve all our problems. First, Cal, we're going to get you a bike. Okay, a bicycle. Okay, so you can.
I have a bike, Steve.
I don't.
I'm going to stop you for a second. Let me stop you for a second. I have a bike. I actually talked about getting this bike on this show like 2 years ago.
I remember that.
Anyway, I have this bike, but the bike has flats. Right?
I don't remember the details of your life. Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway, I know you don't, Ken. Why would you?
Okay, so I think that's one of the solutions to your problem, Cal, is to go ahead and get replaced tires for that bike, so then you can not cut through your neighbor's driveway and not piss off their racist toddler. And I think if you want to try to make a difference in the world, the next time you go to the store or you order it, get a DVD of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood and leave it on their step. Just leave it on their step for the kid and be like, watch this.
The episode where he lets the black police officer wash his feet in
the swimming pool, Ken. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It was a seminal episode for me. I remember that episode. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask what I think's an obvious question. I'm gonna. Nothing good would come out of speaking to this kid's parents, right?
That's what I'm saying. No, I can't even go over there and introduce myself as a neighbor now.
Because if you knock on the door, that dog's gonna come out and kill you, and the kid's gonna
kill me because I've seen the dog before, working in my yard and doing things, and they probably thought I was the help. But anyway, I was in my yard doing things, and that dog was barking and shit. And I went up to it and I petted it through the fence. So the dog knows me.
Wow,
but so it's, you know what I'm saying?
I don't reach through fences and pet dogs. That's all.
I know. But I was trying to get the dog to calm down because I was out there doing shit.
Okay. All right.
But what I mean by that, Ken, is that I don't feel safe going up to them and introducing and being like,
I agree.
You've been here for 3 years. I've been here for 30. I'm your neighbor. Don't yell at me and have your kids call me a racial slur when I walk through your yard when I'm not bothering anything. It's not like I'm walking in the middle of the yard. You see what I'm saying? That's a
I would say even that is not an excuse to call you that name. I think even walking, I don't want you walking to the middle of the yard now or ever. That's how dumb needless things happen with these idiots there. I do think the kid's learning this from the folks, and there's a good chance that one of them said, "Hey, go out and tell them that." There's a good chance that happened.
I know there's a good chance because when I was walking across through there, like I said, nothing was going on. The kid opened the door so he could literally let the dog out on me.
Who let the dogs out? This racist kid. This racist kid.
The fucking 4 or 5 years.
Okay, Cal.
I'm going to think of a racist 4-year-old toddler in Tennessee now whenever I hear the bomb.
Yeah.
Well, regardless from that, Ken.
Yeah, this has been a great call.
I didn't want to call in and talk about this. I really didn't.
I made you talk about it.
I call, it feels like every time I call, I'm talking about something racial, and I don't want it to be that way.
No one here thinks that. You and I represent a bit of a culture. You and I represent a bit of a cultural exchange. This is good stuff to learn about and talk about. So I don't think you're wrong to bring it up, and no one thinks ill of you when you bring up people looking in your shopping cart or people assuming you're the help because you're in the front yard doing yard work. And these are things you face every day, and I think it's good to share these, Cal.
I have another one at the supermarket.
Well, let's wait on that one. Let's wait on that one. It's 6:33 here in the best time zone in the world.
All right. Anyway, the whole reason that I called was to say I love you guys. I love you and Steve. I love what's going on here, and I hope it continues. Everybody's having anniversaries. I don't know if you know, but everybody's having anniversaries, and I love what's going on here, and I always have, and I will always support it, and I always love you, Ken.
Thank you. We love you, Cal.
And I will get the hell out of here.
No, you do, Cal. Do some shots for me, okay? You deserve it.
I will definitely.
You deserve it. We love you here. We support you here, and we're on your side. So drink up, my friend.
Right. Beers to everyone in the chat. I love you all. You all know that.
Yes.
So I'll see you later.
Cheers, indeed. All right. Man, that's that
happened.
That happened. It's crazy. We got a super chat from Ryan. Thank you for the generous super chat. Which sport coat color is best with a black shirt? with white writing for professional headshot. Black, charcoal gray, or forest green. My employer is providing the photo shoot. So
hold on. I have to think about this. Okay. Sport color. Black t-shirt with white writing. Okay, so the t-shirt is black. It has white writing, and he needs a sport coat color.
Yeah. I mean, I would go black. Black on black is what I
I would go black or not green. The answer is not forest green.
The answer is not forest green. You didn't win a golf tournament, and 2, you're not 61 living in parts of Alabama. Charcoal gray. But I think
depends on the pants. Depends on the pants.
Yeah, but if it's like neck up photo shoot, but you're right.
I guess that's right. Yeah, you're right.
It does depend on the pants, but charcoal gray, you run the risk of being a stuffy professor. Leather things on the elbow. I don't like the charcoal gray.
Yeah, just go black.
Charcoal gray means you probably own 3 or 4 different polo shirts you wear to a convention.
Whoa, slow down.
That's probably you know what that's what.
Slow down.
That's
slow down.
Yeah, black on black.
Some of us have.
I want my baby back. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's a good look. Sport coat with
because you wear black t-shirt and black jeans everywhere every day.
Yeah, Addie's right. Black on black is classic, and plus it hides how fat I am. It's a win-win situation. It's a win-win situation. And on that note, we do win. I do have to go. Saturday night, I'll do a silly Saturday, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. So if you're around, you all can join us there. Thanks to Steve for his reporting on the Screwworm. Thanks to Chris for his sinful confession and Jared for the advice calls. Don't forget, leave a voicemail. This is only going to work if we can get a lot of folks doing it. So help spread the word. If you're in Discord, Patreon, or the YouTube channel membership, you have access to it. Just doesn't have to be serious. It can be silly. You could be in a grocery store. Hey, Ken, I'm at the grocery store. Olives, black olives or green olives. That's all we need. That's all we need. We'll play some of those soon. That is it. So eat meat while you can, kids. We're getting out of here. Bye.
Inge Pea.